Good morning, and welcome to Barb's Craft Room. It's been a while, I know. I'm sorry. I've just been busy and not really knowing what I want to do in life. Have a lot of things going on. So, anyway, I thought I'd get back to the basics and show you how to make a card. That's where I'm going to start. So, most people have cardstock. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have all the paper. Basically, what we do to make a card is we take one piece of 8.5 by 11. You can choose any color you want. Most cards around are white or off-white, but there's nothing saying that you cannot use a beautiful color. I have Moody Mauve right here. So we will attempt to make a card with Moody Mauve and one with white. 8.5 by 11. When turned, half of 11 is 5.5. You need something to cut your paper. This is your first and most important tool, whether it's a cutting board from a company of any kind, or you use a straight razor and a ruler, whatever. It needs to be cut. If you just use a scissor, it might not look as professional as you want. So we cut it 8.5 by 11. And since I'm going to make one of this color as well, I'm going to also cut Moody Mauve at 5.5. Now I have 4 card bases. We will take one of each of these card bases and we are going to turn them from we want it on the long side. Okay, the long side is 8.5. Half of 8.5 is 4.25. I'm going to not cut it, but I'm going to score it. This cutting tool has a scoreboard. There's also Memory Keeper's scoreboard that you can just use just to score. I'm sure there's others out there, but I'm going to score with this board. And I'm going to use the second one, the white one, and do the same thing. 4.25, scored in half. Now doing this, you don't always get your papers exactly. So you will need a bone folder or something that you can press the sides of the board with, the sides of the paper with, and it can even be a clear block. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fold this over, and I could just fold it on the score and press it down, but I want the edges to be straight. So I'm going to line up the edges, hold the bottom, and push towards the top. That guarantees my edges match. I'm going to do the same thing with the white one. Match up the bottom. Make sure the ends are straight. And push up. I did not do that very well. And now I have 2 cards. This card right here is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The next step would be to layer the card. Layer it, you can layer it with one of each color. So since this is already cut, this needs to be at a little bit less. So when we layer, we usually go a 1/4 inch smaller. So this 1/4 inch smaller would be 5 1/4. You can always save these for decorations and turn it that way and by 4, because it was 4 1/4. Let me explain that again with this one. This is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. 5 1/2 needs to be 5 1/4. When you go this way, half would be 4 1/4, but we need a little bit smaller, so it will be at 4. Now you have 2 pieces here that are remnants from what you cut, and they are 5 1/4 by 4 1/2, something like that. I'm going to put them to the side. We may or may not use them. Now I know it could be a little bit confusing since I am doing 2 cards at the same time, but there is the first layer. The first layer of your card. You can choose to leave your card like this, or you can continue to layer on your cards. I have some really pretty paper pack over here from Stampin' Up! Called Wildly Flowering, and I'm going to layer the next layer of this with this pretty paper. This would be very pretty, and it's double-sided, so I could use either side. It's also a pattern that doesn't necessarily have to be any direction. If it has to be in a particular direction, you would want to make sure when you cut that you're cutting the correct direction. There's another really pretty paper here. All of these papers are so pretty. This is more directional. So I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. This top piece was 4 by 5 1/4. If you go one little bit shorter than 4, you would measure your paper at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. And I said 4 by 5 1/4, so it would be 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to go to 5, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces because it is double-sided. I can use both sides. I'll show you what I mean. I can layer this on here, and that's our next layer. And I can flip this one over and layer this one on here. So I have 2 different cards with all the same paper. Can you see it? All right. Basic. The next thing you can do, there are extras that you can incorporate into your card. But if you don't have a lot and you're just starting out, you can take these extras that you cut off and you can use them either as a border this way, or if your card, you want your card to go that way, it can go this way. You can layer them both that direction. You can layer them both this direction. It's optional. It's what you want to do or what you don't want to do. If you layer one this way, you would have enough to layer the other one this way. Okay. The card is for a birthday. Let's just say it's for a birthday. I'm going to glue these down because this is how I'm going to use it. However, if you want to give it a little height, so it gives it some dimension, you can use dimensional tape, which Stampin' Up! Has. And it looks like this. They have small dimensionals and large ones. But I'm going to do this as if I don't have anything but cardstock and maybe a stamp set. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue down my first layer. If you eyeball your card, you can pretty much get it even the first time. And then I'm going to add the second layer. I try to eyeball the top, the bottom, and then usually it comes out pretty close. Card 1 and this is card 2. Don't worry if you find little imperfections. It's a handmade card. Nobody will notice. And if it really bothers you, then you can maybe adjust your card making. There, 2 different cards, very similar. I think I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use your scraps. This one was 3 3/4. So I'm going to measure 3 3/4. And I'm going to put both of them up here on my cutting. This is cheating and not very easy to do, but I'm doing it. Okay, this way I have no scraps. To put these together, I'm going to put glue on one right along the edge, and I'll put this one. Okay, now I have, and because there's glue on this side, I'm just going to put the glue on this side. And you can choose which side you want up or down, or I didn't measure very well, but it's perfectly fine with me. You can also flag the edges, like put a cut it so it's like a flag, you know, point. I didn't do that. I'm not going to do that. If you want to make sure you get it exactly right, you can line it up on a piece of paper so it matches. That will work. This one, for some reason, it's a little bit bigger. Probably the cut of the card versus the cut. I don't know. It shouldn't be that way. And neither one of these don't match. These don't go all the way, but it's still going to be on the card. So one card like that, one card like that. Now I have this leftover piece here, and I can cut it in half. I'm going to do that. To get the exact measurement of in half, I'm just going to bend it like that and get the half mark. I'm trying to do this without any punches or anything, okay? So I have, this is not a perfect square. This is 2 inch by 1 3/4. So I'm going to make it a perfect square. Instead of being 2 inch, it's going to be 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So it matches better. It goes better. Those little scraps I'm throwing out. These can be used as a layer, and I can use the white on both cards. I can layer it on here like that. That's what I'm going to do. I said it was 1 3/4. Oh, how did I do that? 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So I will need a 2 by 2 inch square. I'm going to cut this. Let's see. That's more than enough. That's more than enough. So I'm going to cut it 2 inches. And I'm going to turn it and cut 2 inches and 2 inches. If you have a punch, it works much easier. And I'm going to layer this on here like that. I'm going to layer this one on here like that. And now I have a card. There's no words on it. And this is where I would put the dimensional on it, just for the sake of when you layer it on top of these little scrap pieces, it raises it up a little bit on the one side. So if you use the dimensional on the corners, then it raises it up on all 4 corners, and you don't have to worry about an uneven bump in your card. I have a blade on my cutting machine that needs to be changed because it's making rough edges. So here's this card. See, that's much nicer. And I actually noticed that this leafy thing kind of goes with that leafy thing. But I'm not going to put it there, but it looks like it would go there. Maybe I will put it there. I mean, why not? There's nothing saying I can't. When you do your card, you do your card how you like it, not how I like it, because this is my card, and the one you make will be your card. Okay, close enough. This card opens like this. Even though that's on the weird side, it will still work. Then you don't have to do anything else to this. Nothing. It can be a plain on the outside card, and you can write your sentiment on the inside. Very simple, made just with paper. If you do have a stamp that says happy birthday on it, which I have plenty, or you can put it on a piece of paper and put it on your card. It can be a birthday card, it can be a thank you card, it can be anything you want. Or it can be simply a simple card. The other thing I wanted to show you with Stampin' Up, if you're just beginning, this is a wonderful way to start a collection of stamps. This is called Paper Pumpkin by Stampin' Up. It's an all-inclusive kit. This kit is from December of 2024. I've been doing Paper Pumpkin since 2013. I believe they started in late 2012. I started in 2013. I have a collection of every month for every year. You don't have to do that. You can just try it out. If you don't like it, you can discontinue it. It's entirely up to you. It comes with a stamping block, a mini. It's called a stamping spot. This one has Blackberry Bliss. It comes with a stamp, a collection of stamps. It also comes with a clear block. Every new stamper that orders this, every single one that's brand new will get a clear stamping block from Stampin' Up with their kit. This one says, I'm going to put a paper on the back, not sure if you can see it, says just a note, happy birthday, best of luck, lots of love, congratulations, hello, thank you, and get well soon. In this kit, it comes with, I haven't even opened this yet, so it's all brand new to me. This kit is called Notes from the Heart. So in December, it's already looking into the new year. What you will need for yourself is a scissor. I'm not sure where I put my small paper snips, but I have a scissor. This Paper Pumpkin kit comes with, sorry about that, everything you need to create whatever the kit is designed. Usually it's 9 cards. Sometimes it's other things. But it comes with the tape you need or the whatever you need. This is dimensional. It comes with, this kit has self-sticking rhinestones, envelopes for your cards, It comes with enough bases. This is more than the base. Enough bases to create the cards. It comes with cutouts of shapes. This one has flowers, all enough for every card. This also has smaller, but these are self-sticking pre-cut cards, and I'm going to show you what also has vellum, pre-cut vellum leaves. I save these. They make good junk journal boards. It comes with a paper that shows you what the name of the set is, what stamps are in the set. The only thing it doesn't say on here, which you may or may not want to include if you continue to do this, is the month and the year of where it's from. That way, if you go looking online, you can still find ideas for this stamp set later on. It comes with a directional package. It shows you these 3 cards, these 3 cards, these 3 cards, and where to put that pretty self-sticking pre-cut paper, pre-glued also, is for your envelope so you can read what's on it. Inside, it gives you the directions for card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. It does not give you word for word directions, but they're very simple to follow. Shows you the cutout here with what tape to put on it, what dimensionals to put out, shows you when to stamp it, and how to place it on the card and your envelope. And each one is that way. If it had ribbon or string of some kind that they wanted you to put on the card, they have included a measuring tape right along the edge of this, so you don't even need a measuring tape. If you choose not to do one of these cards or any of these cards because you don't particularly care for it, they give you an alternative on the back. There's some alternative. Well, I'm sorry. This one doesn't have the alternative. This one shows you the extra that it's an exclusive product that goes with this kit that you can use it for Merry. If you wanted to write Merry Christmas on it instead. Merry, it came with, I have this piece. It's a cutout for Merry and a cutout for a tag. And you can make tags for Christmas with this kit. It's exclusive. It may not be available if after the pumpkin kit. I'm not quite sure. But this is called Paper Pumpkin, and I've enjoyed it. Even though I'm a demonstrator and I have stamps and everything, I still collect all these stamps and use them occasionally on other things that I make. So that's your 2 ways for beginning card making. My name is Barbara Carr. You can find me at barbaracarr.stampinup. My demonstrator number is 2208159. If you choose, I appreciate your business. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.